I will just say it. President Trump will continue to be president, and not Joe Biden. After the holiest of days yesterday, when I visited the place of ultimate truth, the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, I'm now back to dealing with the mundane world of smoke and mirrors, where we have to search out for the truth because we can't trust the media, mainstream media, social media, etc. I will just say it. President Trump will continue to be president, and not Joe Biden. Yep, I said it. President Trump will continue to be president. Now for the explanation. I have been thinking a lot about the recent U.S. elections and speaking about it a lot. A lot. Why? Because a lot hangs on the line for all of us, not just for Americans and not just for Israelis who will totally be impacted, but for all of us all over the world. For China, for Hong Kong, for the Sunni Shiite societies of the Middle East. All of our economies will be affected by who becomes president, all of our security. It will have such an impact on all of our lives. So of course I will be vocal about it. Now, I believe the difference in impact for all of us between a Trump versus Biden presidency is actually huge. Again, on all of us, in the whole world. And that's in addition to the impact on the culture war in the West led by America, where social media companies are now more concerned with fact-checking election posts than they are with the importance of checking election ballots. And where GoFundMe is halting the withdrawal of money for a campaign to support a United States Postal Service employee election whistleblower, all highlighting how big tech has turned into a big brother of a certain ideological, political camp. So there's a huge problem. As I said, a lot is on the line, so I'm thinking about it a lot and talking about it a lot. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm okay with my candidate losing. I'm not saying this out of desperation or depression that I believe President Trump will continue to be president. I suffered through 2 wins of President Obama, who I believed would be a total disaster for the United States, Israel, and the whole world. And while I thought he was a disaster, I still respected him as the U.S. president. Even though I disagreed vehemently with many of his policies, I still wished he would do the best job possible for the United States and the freedom-loving world. So, even though I think a Biden presidency will be a disaster, I will still accept it if that ends up being the official outcome of the elections, but not because the media called it while ballots are still being counted and the election in some states is being contested. So, how can I say such a crazy thing that President Trump will continue to be president and not Joe Biden? Basically, because President Trump knew this election mess was going to happen. And I'm 100% sure he prepared for it. How? No, I don't have a proof or any clues. But if I'm right, then we will all find out. But understand, Trump didn't start warning America about potential voter fraud before the 2020 elections. Citizen Trump was warning the Americans about potential voter fraud back in the 2012 elections, and he continued talking about it in 2013. You don't think now that he is president that he prepared ahead of time for a problem he knew about and has been warning about? And no, this wasn't a problem in the 2016 elections because almost nobody thought Trump had a chance at all to win in 2016. All the polls, all the pundits, all the media, etc. gave Hillary Clinton the win as a walk in the park. So no funny games were planned for the 2016 election. Trump totally shocked the system. Now, of course, people are going to start saying that there is no proof of voter fraud. And how can I even dare say that there is potential voter fraud? Let's start with the second claim first. How can I dare say that there was potential voter fraud? My response is as Joe Biden says, come on. Power is corrupting. Political power is very corrupting. People do funny, dirty, and yes, sometimes even illegal things for political power in many democratic countries. I'm just being realistic. I see the world for what it is, not as the perfect place I wish it would be. Power is corrupting. Period. That's a fact of the human race. The question is not whether fraud is ever done in democracies. The question is whether people are ever caught doing it in democracies. Now, with regards to the point that there is no proof of voter fraud, well, correct. Right now, there are tons of allegations in many states and many instances of extremely irregular things that took place, but no ironclad proof yet. My response? They are still gathering the proof. They don't have to tell us the proof now. The proof will be presented at the right time in court. For now, they are still allegations which mainstream media should be reporting upon. Because allegations of voter fraud should be an issue that concerns everybody. The proof will be presented in court, like all cases. Think about it. When a person, even a famous person or even a politician, is accused of a crime and it gets headline news, no proof is necessary to be given to reporters for the media to report upon it. The report is presented in court. So why is proof necessary now for the media to decide upon reporting allegations of voter fraud? It's an important issue that the public should know about. The bottom line is that most people underestimate President Trump. Even many of the people who voted for him underestimate him. I'm going to say something that might make some people spit out their coffee right now or laugh like they have never laughed before. But I'm going to say it because it's true. President Trump is brilliant. Yep, President Trump is probably one of the smartest presidents the United States has ever had. Just like Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu is always playing three-dimensional chess in how he manages Israeli politics, both internal politics and external politics, President Trump is probably playing five-dimensional chess in the United States. Why? Because politics is ugly. Not always knowing whom to trust, having to work around people in your own government trying to stop your agenda, especially if you are the wrong agenda, on top of all the regular politics. Politics is not pretty and not easy at all. It is dealing with spins, trial balloons, backstabbing, fake news, and a lot of stuff. It is not easy at all. It's not enough to know what you want to accomplish as a politician. It's understanding all the obstacles in your way and strategizing on how to accomplish them. And Trump is brilliant at that. That doesn't mean there aren't mistakes along the way. With so many obstacles trying to stop you, there are always some mistakes or mishaps as well. And of course, some people will bring up his handling of the coronavirus. Well, if he is so smart, then how come he has messed up corona, yada, 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 yada. First of all, no one knows he's messed up corona. But my answer to that one is one sentence. The coronavirus is a totally unexpected, unknown problem for every leader around the world. Not easy to deal with. That is all I will say for here because that is not the point of this video. So, bottom line, to all you Trump supporters out there, it is not over yet. As I have said in previous videos and posts, this is just the beginning. Hold on to your faith in truth and justice and raise the issue of alleged voter fraud when you see it. Don't let the mainstream media shut you up just to adapt to their narrative, because a lot of people are scared to be open with what they really think or what they see or know. And to all the Biden supporters out there, and I love you too, and you're laughing at me right now for posting this and saying this, basically we will see who will get the last laugh. Maybe you or maybe me. Honestly, I have no problem admitting if I make a mistake, but I want to be true to my own thoughts and conclusions. As a good friend of mine likes to sign off with, saddle up. And I will add, enjoy the ride, because it's not over until it's over, and we're still only at the beginning.
Pulse of Israel, frontline videos from the Holy Land. Support our work by donating today.